Have you ever been torn between multiple options during your overseas adventure while not having enough time or money to accomplish what you need? Yeah, that's how I felt visiting Switzerland. I really wanted to spend a day in Zurich. Driving there was not on my list of the preferred options. Hello you and welcome to my channel. On this channel, I cover different experiences mostly related to line dancing or travel. So you got the video with the travel experience. As I mentioned in my introduction, I was really looking forward to visiting Zurich. So the robust train system of Switzerland was the only method that I would choose for myself because driving is definitely not something I want to do.
Battling traffic, finding a parking spot, no, not for me.
So I went ahead and chose the train. Now let's talk a little bit about planning the trip because usually I don't cover those things and I feel like I should. We wanted to make the most out of that day. Our initial plan was to hop on the train, get to Zurich, and spend the entire day there, just touring the city, walking around, enjoying the weather, lunch, whatever we can find. Hop back on the train and get to Geneva. Sounds amazing, right? I researched a million of different options. After reading tons of different explanations and different train tickets descriptions, I settled down on using the Saver Day Pass. For whatever reason, that worked best for us, or I felt like it was the best option out of all of it. And if you go ahead on the website and read the description, it tells you that you can use any type of public transportation, train, local train, trams, buses, etc. during the entire day if you buy the Saver Pass throughout the Switzerland. So that it was a no-brainer for us. Now, if you look at the official website, the prices vary based on the day of the week, how close you are to your desired date, etc., etc. So definitely check it out if this is what you're planning to do. The passes can be easily bought on the official website or through the app. I did download the app and I was using it throughout the day as well to look at the schedule, to look at the times, to look at the possible routes. It was extremely helpful to have that, and it was very convenient for us to navigate throughout the city or throughout the entire Switzerland. And in all the honesty, this is not an ad by any means for the Swiss public transportation system, but isn't it so convenient? Like seriously, I love that option. The cost for us was 61 francs per person, and you do have to specify the name and the birth year, I believe, on the ticket. So essentially, it's a named ticket. So you cannot just buy a bunch of tickets and then try to resell it. Haha, that would be funny. Tickets get checked. We jumped onto the train last second and we mistakenly got into the first class instead of the second class, but the conductor was really nice about it. He checked our tickets and he mentioned that, hey, you guys in the wrong class. And we're like, oh, sorry. So we went back to our second class, which was just as nice as the first one. The trains are really nice, as you can see in my pictures. So you should not have any second thoughts about it. You can enjoy the scenery, you can sleep on the train, unless you hate trains and public transportation, which is also fine. Now, the next piece of my planning would be, how do you keep track of all of the interesting spots and sightseeings? Great question, because you can always Google it. But I like having an app. I like having something in my hand right away that showcases everything that the city has to offer. And then I can pick and choose whatever I wanted to visit and see how close those things are so I can plan a map in my head.
Of course, going to another city without a plan, being spontaneous and adventurous may work for some. I'm not denying it. I'm just not one of those people. I have to have a list. I have to have a list of options or potential options. They don't have to be in a specific order at the moment of time, but as I'm getting closer to the city or to the area, I want to make sure I will hit all of the spots around the main one.
To make sure we do not miss any interesting spots, of course, I Googled tons of different articles about Switzerland and Zurich and just the general travel tips. But to keep me on track, I downloaded the free version of the Wanderlog app. I'm not affiliated with it. I'm just giving you some of the tips on how to keep yourself organized while spending minimal amount of time on Google. So, quick run through the app. It really helped me to stay organized, keep track of my expenses, and plan the timeline for the trips more accurately. The app allows you to build your itinerary and also put down the location and addresses and costs that help me to keep me on track with my budget and my spending. It also approximates the time that you may spend walking from one spot to another. As you know, if you've ever been to Europe, everything is so compact, everything is downtown. At the same time, you do have to walk a lot. And honestly, I just love the app. I started using it maybe like 2 to 3 years ago. And now every trip I plan, whether it's in the US, outside of the US, I always put it in the app. I always run through different options, different routes. I create multiple options for different days. So it's just something I cannot plan without. I was adding all of the spots that the app was suggesting. Then you can open the map and see how close those spots are to each other, and then you can refine it. You can remove some of the spots that are completely outside of your circle of interest, or you may leave it in the places to visit. This way, maybe later or never, you can visit them again. I really never used the desktop version until today as I was recording the video, and I'm like, oh, they have a desktop version that I can just take screenshots of and show you guys because it's larger and more convenient than looking at the little mobile app. As you build in your itinerary, you can actually share it with friends or family, whoever is traveling with you. I do this when I travel with my sisters, and they can see what I have in mind, what I'm planning to visit, and then they can chime in with their suggestions. And that helps you to be on the same page with all of your travel companions. Now, I'm going to tell you what we managed to see was the Wanderlog app and the Day Saver Pass in my next video, because this one is taking way too long to explain my planning process. So if you're interested in seeing what Zurich has to offer, then go ahead and find my second video.